Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel...
So Sammy G, what's happening on the channel today?
So Marcus, today on the channel I am going to be doing part 2 of my Criterion Collection. But first of all, I've got a couple of new Blu-ray editions, and there's one Arrow title I missed out in the it was in my Arrow collection. I think I forgot to showcase this. And yeah, we're going to go straight off the bat, and the first one is The Big Boss with Bruce Lee, which I really enjoyed this. Thought it was excellent. Oh, look at that artwork. Oh, get in. Love that artwork. This was really enjoyable, guys. I really enjoyed this. The Criterions, they will come. Just thought I'd keep up to date with you guys about other new editions and that, and other items that I probably missed in a previous video. And yeah, this is absolutely cool stuff. Need to check out a couple more. I need to pick up a couple more of Bruce Lee's titles on the Arrow label, but this is the first one I've got. But however, I have seen Way of the Dragon and Enter the Dragon, so yeah, that's The Big Boss. A bit of a shout out to Mike at Cinema Axeman and Stuart George, because they both kind of got the word about this film recently, and that is Tombstone. I thought this was excellent, guys. I really did enjoy this. Yeah, really cool little western, this one. Got an ensemble cast. You've got, let me see, Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Michael Biehn. You've got Dana Delaney, probably butchered that name, apologies. Sam Elliott, Stephen Lang, Bill Paxton, Michael Rooker, Billy Zane, and Charlton Heston. So really cool cast to that one. The music in this I thought was absolutely excellent. Great film. Really enjoyed that. And recently I met up with my very good friends. I met for the first time Jordan over Movie Worm and Movie Squirm, his horror channel, and it was absolutely wonderful to finally meet Jordan. And we were also joined by the wonderful John at Mondo Chelovek and Nige at Rock God 2004. We had such a wonderful meet-up. John has talked about the meet-up in a recent video, and Nige has as well. I'll leave a link to both of those guys and videos about the meet-up as well. But yeah, I had to do a spotlight on that meet-up, guys, because it was wonderful. We had a wonderful discussion in Costa, and then we went to HMV and had a great browse in there, and yeah, it was absolutely brilliant because Jordan, a fellow Evertonian like myself, he came up to Newcastle that weekend, and then he went back to Liverpool, I think it was the following day after our meet-up, and it'd be really cool to meet Jordan again one day. Just such a lovely chap, and I've got nothing but high praise to say about him. I think he's brilliant, and that goes for John and Nige as well. Both brilliant guys in the film community. All three of those guys are legends, and this is the item I picked up when I was with John, Nige and Jordan last Saturday, and that is this Westerns box set, which I know Carlos, Eastwood for Life fan, would probably really appreciate. I picked up a few more Westerns of late after watching Carlos' previous videos, but also Roy at Blu-Ray Movies and Stuart George. They've kind of got me, they kind of inspired me to pick up a few more Westerns recently. And yeah, I thought for £15, guys, just under £15, I couldn't complain at that. You've got Pale Rider and The Wild Bunch, which I've heard brilliant things. I think Stephen over at Real Classic Film Reviews did a cracking review of that recently, yeah. And Rio Bravo, which I've heard is brilliant. How the West Was Won, I think Roy has spoken highly of that one, and I know Roy has been on a massive John Wayne kick of late, and there's The Searchers in this box set, which yeah, I think Roy has talked about that one as well. So yeah, those are the couple of new additions into the collection. Excuse me. And I thought, guys, before I get onto the Criterions, I wanted to give a couple of shout-outs to, one of which to a newcomer to the film community. And yeah, he's a fantastic YouTuber. He's done some excellent videos in like the last couple of weeks, and that is the guy. Apologies, I don't know the chap's name, but the YouTuber is called the Flix Files. The Flix Files, apologies about that. And yeah, he is done some great videos. Like, he did a couple of great retrospective videos, which I really enjoyed. One of which I think was for the Harrison Ford film, Fanatic. And he did a brilliant introduction video to his channel as well, which I absolutely loved. Hearing like his backstory and how he got into film, I thought was fascinating to watch. So yeah, definitely a more than welcomed new member into the film community. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this guy's going to bring to the world of YouTube going forward. And also, I thought I'd give a shout out to Ollie. Ollie loves movies. Yeah, Ollie has got a fantastic channel. He's done some amazing videos, especially of late. He always does some great like haul videos. I love seeing what Ollie's added to his collection. And he's done some great, like, I think, ranking videos as well. More recently, he did a top 50 favourite films of all time, and that was such a delight to watch. That was wonderful. I'm definitely going to leave a link to Ollie's channel in the link description down below, as well as the Flix Files. Definitely both fantastic YouTubers, and I thought I'd give a bit of a spotlight on both of those guys' channels. So guys, now on to part 2 of my Criterion collection, and we're going to go straight off the bat, and the first one is Midnight Cowboy. I love this film. I think it is excellent. You know, a great like noir sort of you know, like film set in New York. It is New York, in it, yeah, New York in the late 60s, that's right. And John Schlesinger, who's done a couple of really good films as well. And yeah, I really like the friendship story to this. You know, I think as well it's got a pretty bittersweet ending as well. I love that cover. This again was one of my first ever Criterions, and I've seen this a few times. I think a lot of people, myself included, have got this film to thank for the putting a bit of a spotlight onto the singer, what do you call him, Harry Nilsson. And especially the song Everybody's Talking, which also is covered by the Beautiful South as well. And yeah, the score, the soundtrack is amazing in this film, mind you guys. It is brilliant. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm actually overdue a rewatch of this, to be honest. And yeah, it's got a very zany look about it as well, and it's just a beautiful movie. And yeah, there's a lot of great aspects as well, and some aspects are true to life and stuff. So that is Midnight Cowboy. And just to say as well, guys, I'm going to be quite brief on a lot of these movies because there's just a lot to showcase here today on the channel. But the next one is The Funeral, which is also the song, who was it that did that song? It was by Band of Horses, of that same name. And yeah, this is the film from 1984, and yeah, this is a really good film. Not one of my favorite Criterion titles, but I did like it. You know, it's a Japanese film which has got a great story, and this was I think I got this for about $13.99 in like a sale as well. So yeah, really really good film though. So yeah. So that is I'm going to get it back in properly. That is The Funeral. And then yeah, both of these films are very pretty much of the similar forte, similar style, and the next film after this one pretty much I think took inspiration from this film. Do you know what, guys? When I did that, you know, like great, what would make a great cinema double bill, or a great double bill in general? In fact, you know what? Sod it, I'll show them together. Dazed and Confused and Fast Times at Ridgemont Mount High. Yeah, and this one came out first, which was 1982, and yeah, this is a really cool little film, this. I love, what is it, Sean Penn's character. Yeah, I really like his character in there. And you've got Jennifer Jason Leigh, Judge Reinhold, Phoebe Cates, and Ray Walston. Yeah, it's a pretty good cast to this one, and yeah, it's a bit like a summery film as well. And yeah, I quite enjoyed this one a fair bit. Yeah, really good film, that. Love that photo there. That's a nice photo. So yeah, really cool film, this one. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And of course, I've just got the Blu-ray edition with this. I think I'm pretty much happy with the Blu-ray edition of this, because I know this got a 4K release recently. I think I saw Warren at Goose's Movies picking up that 4K edition, and I think Ash at Popcorn and Horror did as well. And yeah, it's a really good film, this, to be fair. Yeah, I enjoy it. Definitely one of my favourite films from this director, absolutely. Richard Linklater. Forgot to say, Cameron Crowe directed Fast Times at Ridgemont High and done some great films as well. And yeah, Richard Linklater, Dazed and Confused. Yeah, really good film. And also the same title of the Led Zeppelin song, of course. And yeah, this is really good. I watched this about 3 years ago for the first time, and yeah, this is another like really good like summery like film as well, and it's pretty much in a similar style to other films. Like I think there's a couple which spring into mind, like Adventureland, and then again, what was the other one? Almost Famous. So all of those films, you know, like put together make a good like either triple or quadruple bill together, really. So yeah, but this is wonderful stuff, guys. I really enjoyed this. Again, I don't know if it's one of my favourite Criterions, but I still really liked it. And yeah, kind of when Criterion back then, you know, like really went all out with like the Criterion editions. I mean, they do every now and then, guys, but I don't think as much as they used to with like these like booklets. But on the whole, I still love Criterion, though, guys. It's probably my favourite boutique label, other than Mubi, which Mubi I'll definitely be doing my collection at some point. I've just ordered 5 Signal 1 titles after watching Nige's video about that sale, which I was not aware of until I watched Nige's recent video about what he picked up in that Signal 1 sale. So I'll definitely be doing a video about what I've picked up in the Signal 1 sale, because I do you know what? It's because I don't have that many Signal 1 titles, so I thought I'd just make a separate video on that anyway. So anyways, guys, going off topic, this is really good film though. And I've just thought of another film that's kind of this similar similar forte as well, Licorice Pizza, which I think is excellent. Yeah, really good film, that. Yeah. Just showing a few more images here. Still got loads to show here in part 2, blimey. And yeah. So, and what's the other thing that comes? This is put up again. I don't think Criterion have done as many posters as well, but yeah, I love that as well. Lovely addition. I'd love it if Criterion did that again. Do a couple more posters, or they might have done with a couple of latest releases, but not that I've been aware of anyway. I need to as I say, I'm getting what is it? I've just pre-ordered Night on Earth from Jim Jarmusch, and I need to pre-order Happiness because that's coming out end of September. I definitely want to pick that up. There's some cracking new releases that are coming out for the rest of this year, definitely. So that's Dazed and Confused. Yi Yi from Edward Yang. Yeah, this is a really good film. I watched this when I saw it. I saw it at Tyneside Cinema a couple of years back, because they do this thing at Tyneside where they do like staff picks and what like the staff choices for like the film to be showcased at the cinema, which I think is absolutely marvellous. I love that. And yeah, this is a really good film. Sadly, I didn't keep my ticket at the time. I only started doing that about later in 2022 when I started to think, you know what, the films that I'm going to buy on Blu-ray or I've got in my collection, I'll pick up the Tyneside ticket and put it in with the Blu-ray copy I've got, and you know, like keep it as a souvenir. But yeah, I did remember liking this film, guys. It was good. I did think I did prefer A Brighter Summer's Day from the same director, but yeah, I did like it though all the same. Had some good like cinematography and stuff. When it comes to Edward Yang, I've only seen Yi Yi and A Brighter Summer's Day, so definitely a director that I'd love to, explore more of. So that's Yi Yi, and then Beau Travail, Beau Travail, sorry, yeah, by Claire Denis. I'm gonna be honest, guys, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. I wasn't a big fan of this film. However, I've only seen it the once, and that was a couple of years ago, so I need to give this one a rewatch. I know Elliot, IMO Reviews, did a cracking review of this, and a couple of the other guys, they really, really loved this film. I definitely think I was in the minority with that one, but I definitely need to give it another watch. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, I do love world cinema. I love as well like a couple of other Claire Denis films, but like this one, I wasn't all too keen on, unfortunately, but I need to give it another watch. And is this like a, I think this is like a poster thing as well, yeah. I think it just, this film, yeah, I need to definitely give it another watch. It may just be, I might have just watched it at the wrong time or something, but I definitely would love to give this another viewing. Yeah, definitely. So that is Beau Travail, which I think for me, yeah, it was just fine, but I think I might have watched it on the wrong day, but I'd definitely love to revisit that one. And possibly my first ever Criterion, very much so I think it was. And this is just absolute elite acting, this, guys, you know. So, some of the acting in this is just some of the greatest acting I think I've ever seen in a movie, and that is 12 Angry Men. I think this is just absolutely marvellous. This is wonderful filmmaking, you know, for the most part of the movie, just set in this one room and about this like court case, and they're all these 12 men, you know, like obviously of the jury are having like you know, like a big discussion about if this person is guilty or not. And yeah, I think the conversation, the dialogue is just tremendous. Sidney Lumet as well, which a lot of people probably would say this is his masterpiece, and you know, I really couldn't argue with that. I think it's a fantastic film. So yeah, that is 12 Angry Men. And then a film that I quite enjoyed, Tokyo Drifter. Yeah, which I thought was a pretty good, like, gangster, yeah, 60s, like, noir gangster film. Was it? Yeah, 1966. This was only 82 minutes, so I definitely happily would give this one another go at some point. Yeah, kind of reminded me of a couple of the other like gangster noir films on the Radiance titles, Radiance labels, sorry. And show a few images. As I say, guys, I'd like to, I'd love to talk a bit more about, in depth about these films, but as I say, like, it'll just be a very long video if I did that. But yeah, it's still yeah, I'm really glad I finally got to my Criterion Collection at long last on my channel. Because it's, yeah, it was the boutique label I was probably the most excited to talk about. Because there's just some delightful films here. And, oh, yeah, I remember some of the colour grading schemes and the lighting as well. Like, the neon lighting in this was just pin sharp. I loved it. So, yeah, that is Tokyo Drifter. And then, oof. Now, this could potentially be one of maybe top 5 trilogies for me. It's very much in that conversation, and I absolutely adore this trilogy of films. The trilogy, and there's a couple other trilogies recently I've had the absolute pleasure of seeing at the cinema, and this I watched last year at Tyneside Cinema on the big screen, and that is the Before trilogy, which, yeah, wonderful films, wonderful, beautiful films. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight are all home runs some of Richard Linklater's finest right there, and breathtaking. I love these films so much, guys. This is probably my favourite one where, Celine and Jesse first meet on that train. I think they went to Austria. And yeah, I love the scene when they're in like the record shop as well. And I love that scene. And the scene when they're just like walking by like this canal, and then Jesse has to like writes like a poem and stuff, and yeah, it's does he write a poem? No, there's one guy that writes a poem, and like they have a great discussion. That it's very conversational driven, but in a wonderful fashion. Yeah, and their acting, their performances are just absolutely superb. And yeah, I've got my there we go. There's my ticket there. I think when I go and see this, the 24th of February last year. Got my ticket there. And yeah, so happy to have picked this one up. It's absolutely delightful first installment. And then we've got Before Sunrise, which is, really good. I think this might be my least favourite of the trilogy, but I still think it is a fantastic film, guys, mind you. I think a lot of people would say Before Sunrise is their favourites, and I obviously don't blame them for that, guys. It is a wonderful film still. I think out of the three, it's probably my least favourite, only just because there isn't, as much screen time with these two characters as there was in the first film. It's, I think, about 80 minutes, but it is fantastic still. And this is, set in Paris as well, where Julie Delpy is from as well. Just a wonderful, wonderful trilogy of films. I love going through my collection again, as I told you guys. I just love it. And then speaking highly of these movies, I want to watch them again. It is brilliant. I would love it, guys, if you'd let me know, by the way, whenever you've remembered about a certain film, or you've talked about it on like a video or something, I'd love to, and then when you speak highly of it again, and then you want to watch that film again, I'd be really interested in all of that, definitely, because as I always say, it's when I like revisit a film and I've talked about highly and remember how great it is, I'm like, I have to get that disc back in the player. I think that's becoming a new catchphrase of mine. And then, we've got Before Midnight, which is potentially my favourite. I think this is how I describe this as one of the best films that Woody Allen has never directed. Saw this back on the 3rd of March last year. And I think it's tremendous. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful trilogy of films. Absolutely love all these three films dearly. I happily rewatch these again. And Before Midnight's, potentially my favourite in the trilogy, set in, I think it was Greece, I think it was. And also, I've got to mention, all these films are like set about 10 years apart, and it's just interesting to look at, where these two main characters are in life, 10 years and then another 10 years. I think it is excellent. So that's the Before trilogy. I tell you what, guys, we're going to end this part 2 with all the Wes Anderson films that are on the Criterion label, because these are the only ones that are on the Criterion label. Why Isle of Dogs and The French Dispatch and Asteroid City have not seen the light of day on the Criterion Collection. I really don't know. I think that's a massive missed opportunity. But here we are. So I'm going to go in like order here. So like... I'm going to go like just in its chronological order just to keep things consistent. So yes, we'll go with his first film, Bottle Rocket. I love this film, guys. I really enjoyed it when I first saw it. I think it's a grower because I really enjoyed it when I saw it again, and then another time, and then I saw it at Tyneside, part of Wes Anderson's season last year, and yeah, I really love this film, to be honest. I think it's a fantastic first installment for Wes Anderson. And, you know, it is before he found his style, you know, like, as I say, I think it was kind of more Wes Anderson when he was a bit more grounded in tone, but I really just think it's still a really good first film for him, and I think for Owen Wilson as well. This was his first film, and I just loved the journey with like these three friends, and yeah, I think was it one of them? I think a couple of them are both brothers, and yeah, it's and they go like on this like heist, and then they have to like run away and stuff, and yeah, it's it's a great little film, that one. And just a little bit of background artwork for you guys there. So yeah, that's a lovely addition with the because it is actually in the film with the 75-year plan as well. I love that. So yeah, that's Bottle Rocket, and I was going to say the song, what is it, XTC, did the song, is it Rocket in a Bottle or something, or is it Bottle in a Rocket? They did that song, which is on the Black Sea album. So yeah, that's Bottle Rocket. And then we have a film that's, yeah, I think has become a bit of a grower with each viewing. I think some people say that this is one of Wes Anderson's like weakest films. I can see that, but I still really enjoyed this film. However, yeah, like the sort of like the story and the subject matter, yeah, I guess I can see why maybe that won't sit well with everyone. I totally understand that, but I think it's still a really good film though, nonetheless, and that's like Rushmore, and yeah, I enjoyed this one. Very similar to like The Graduate and what is it, Ferris Bueller. Kind of took a bit of inspiration from both of them films, and yeah, again, I saw this one last year when I was at Tyneside Cinema, and you've got a lovely map in that. Let's have a look at this and stuff. You've got like, I think you've got, oh yes, you've got a pamphlet and stuff. And then we have this map as well, which I think is a lovely touch, and that, yeah, like a map. It's the world of Max Fisher, which I think is just an excellent addition to like this Criterion disc. So yeah, that is Rushmore, which is Wes Anderson's second film, and then I'm not going to say where this ranks in regards to my Wes Anderson ranking, only because I am thinking about doing a Wes Anderson ranking video at some point. I need to revisit all of his films first before I think about doing that video, because there's a couple of which, like I say, his latter two, when I first watched them, I was very underwhelmed, and I need to give them like the benefit of the doubt and revisit them at some point. But this is, for me, guys, peak Wes right here. The Royal Tenenbaums, his third film. I think this is absolutely excellent. I think when Wes was really finding his style that he's well known for, like in further films to come, and yeah, this is great. I love this, and the cast as well, which I forgot to mention with Rushmore, sorry, but there's Danny Glover. I think this is his only Wes Anderson film. Same with Ben Stiller, his only Wes Anderson film here as well. And then you've got Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson returning to this, because they were, yeah, Owen Wilson was what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Luke Wilson was also in Bottle Rocket as well, and Bill Murray, and who was in Rushmore, and Angelica Houston, Gene Hackman. So absolutely fantastic cast, and I think the soundtrack, which I forgot to mention with Rushmore, the soundtrack is absolutely brilliant to this as well, guys. And yeah, quite a bittersweet drama, this one, and yeah, it's brilliantly edited, it's well narrated, and you're getting the insight on each of these family members, and then like Gene Hackman's character coming back into their lives. And I love like the setting of this big house as well. Like, I think it is set in New York, and yeah, I went to go and see this at Tyneside, and it looked brilliant, guys. I think that was probably my best experience with this film as well. So you've got like a pamphlet there as well. Very good stuff. And then we have the like a bit about the Tenenbaum house. Yeah, Royal Tenenbaums one. Yeah, it's marvelous and film, this one. And then you've got like, oh, you've got like a bit of a comic or something. Is it like a bit of a comic or something? A bit of an index there, and I just love what Criterion have done with some of these Wes Anderson movies. I think it's superb. I'd love it if what is it? They did the same for Isle of Dogs, at least. That would be brilliant, because that is deserving of a Criterion release. Like I say, guys, I'm just really, really gobsmacked that it still hasn't happened, because that definitely deserves a like Criterion edition. So that's the Royal Tenenbaums. And then we have his fourth film, which I think is very solid. I think I do prefer like the first three films that came before this, but this is again when Wes really found like his style as a filmmaker here, with the sort of like the color grading schemes and the choreograph, and the you know, like the way the film is, that these films are like narrated as well and structured. And that's The Life Aquatic of Steve Zissou. The one thing I can always give this film high praise is the Argentinian singer who covered David Bowie's songs, which I absolutely love that. And yeah, I think it's a wonderful addition to the film. I love that because I'm a big David Bowie fan. And yeah, is it Argentinian or Portuguese singer? Someone do correct me, by the way, in the comments, guys. Yeah, definitely. But that guy definitely did a great job with the David Bowie covers in that film. And the film has got a great soundtrack as well. And I love a couple of the songs, Iggy Pop and Sigur Rós. You know, like it in that film, it's absolutely superb. And then again, guys, you've got an ensemble cast with Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, Cate Blanchett, Angelica Houston, Willem Dafoe, Jeff Goldblum, Michael Gambon, and yeah, it's a brilliant cast. And I think it's such a unique film as well. You know, it's very different for its time as well. I think there was like no other film like it that came before it. It's very good little film, this. You know, it's kind of like a mockumentary sort of. Is it a mockumentary? Do you describe it like a? It's like a film about. It's like a mockumentary within a film. It's and you know, it's like they go on like a you know, like a mission to find like this golden shark and stuff. And yeah, I think it's a lovely little adventure film, and kind of like the whole side story with Bill Murray's character Steve Zissou and his son as well. Yeah, I think that's all interesting stuff that goes on in this film. So yeah, that is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. And I just remembered I didn't get round to seeing this one at the cinema, just to add as well. So yeah, really cool film, that. And then, yeah, 4 more titles for part 2, and this is definitely one of my favourite Wes Anderson films. Again, a film I think has got better with each viewing, and I do want to watch this one again at some point, and that is The Darjeeling Limited, which was one of my first Criterion titles. And yeah, I've also got the soundtrack on vinyl as well, and yeah, this is a wonderful film, and kind of when I think Wes went back to the more grounded tone scale with this film, but it still works. I think a film of 2 halves, where the first half is where they're both I think is it brothers and 3 friends, and they're all like family members that are all traveling together like across India. And then in the second half of the film, they're going on like another mission, and then yeah, it's kind of like a film of 2 halves, and yeah, it's a beautiful movie. I love this, and I love, again, the soundtrack is superb. As I say, I've got it on vinyl, and I loved it that much I had to pick it up on vinyl as well, the soundtrack. And yeah, all the 3 characters, the 3 leads do so great in this, with Owen Wilson, Adrian Brody, and Jason Schwartzman. They all do a great job in this film as well. And yeah, it's really good. And yeah, I did go and see this one at Tyneside Cinema last year, part of Wes Anderson's season. I mean, I had to, guys, because I adore this film. It's brilliant, fantastic film. Don't know what that weather's doing today out there, guys. So yeah, really fantastic film, that, The Darjeeling Limited. And then the next one is my first Wes Anderson film, which I think it might have been for a lot of people similar to my age, their first Wes Anderson film as well. And yeah, I remember going to Cineworld to see this one in Bradford, and it was I remember, because it was my first year of high school, and I think in like the October half term, I remember my dad's taking me to see this Fantastic Mr. Fox, which yeah, I just absolutely adore this film. Again, I just think the animation is just so cool. It's very creative. It's like there's not many animation films like this that came before or after it, and it is just, yeah, it's just a brilliant rendition of Fantastic Mr. Fox. So yeah, really good like creative film, that one. Yeah, I think this was a day one purchase for me. Or I think I got it on the same week of release. I just had to, guys, because I grew up with this film. And I think it's excellent, great voice acting, you know, from George Clooney and Meryl Streep and like Michael Gambon as well. Yeah, they all do a great job with like the voice cast, and Jason Schwartzman as well. And I also really like the folk soundtrack to this one as well. Like the folk soundtrack is very good to this film as well. Yeah, so that's the booklet. I went to go and see this upon its release. I didn't go and see it again when Tyneside showed it last year. I just don't think I got round to. But yeah, it's one I'd happily go and see at the cinema again if I got a chance. Yeah, beautiful movie, that. Fantastic Mr. Fox. And then second to last one now, not of Wes Anderson's films, but just the ones that are available on the Criterion label, and that is Moonrise Kingdom, which I think is absolutely excellent again. You know, I think Wes Anderson just was knocking it out of the park with like further films like the first few films and then a couple of other films like this. I just think he was a master at his own craft, shall we say, craftsmanship as I call it. And yeah, like this is a really good, like, wholesome little film, you know, like these two scouts that go on like a bit of an adventure. Like they've just reunited after like a year, and you know, like they go missing, but they kind of run away from like the scout camp and that. And yeah, I think it's a really it's a really good film. And yeah, I think it's again a film like of two halves as well. You know, like you learn about the past and how they met, and then how they have reunited after a year. And yeah, I think it's a really interesting little film, this one, set in 1965. And Bruce Willis, I think this was his only Wes Anderson film that he starred in. And then you've got Edward Norton and Bill Murray, Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton, and Jason Schwartzman. And yeah, it's a really good like cast to this one. And I think I got this one for a very good price as well, to be fair, when it you know, like originally came out. And yeah, I've got a ticket there. Saw this one June last year, so this was kind of a couple of weeks before Asteroid City came out, and the packaging to this one is just tremendous. Yeah. Apologies, guys, it's going a little bit dark in this room. Because I've got the, as I say, I've got the curtains drawn up, and I just don't know. Now I think it's, I'm gonna have to try and also invest in getting like a sort of like another light system or something for like this for like my future videos and something. Yeah, like that's a little advertisement, I think, of their stage play in the film. And another look, because I love like the feature of these like books in the film as well. And yeah. Yeah, I definitely love to rewatch this one as well. I did quite like the soundtrack to this one. I don't think it was as memorable as the one that Darjeeling Limited had to offer, but I did quite enjoy it. But not to take away from the film itself, I think it's still fantastic nonetheless. And like another map there as well. You can get a standard Blu-ray of some of these films, by the way, guys. I just had to up and get the Criterion version of it because, yeah, I just love these films so much. Had to be done getting the Criterion version of it. Yeah. So, that is Moonrise Kingdom. And if anyone knows me, will know this is one of my favourite films of all time. I saw this when it came out in 2014, and yeah, it took my breath away. I absolutely loved it, and I've seen it countless times since. I didn't get round to seeing it last year, part of Wes Anderson's season at Tyneside, but by Jove, I still absolutely adore this film. Yeah, the Grand Budapest Hotel, and where is the 4K of this? This definitely deserves a 4K, and also the soundtrack, the beautiful score, you know, in this film as well. Yeah, like I'd love to see they do like a vinyl soundtrack of that at some point as well. And yeah, I think it's absolutely stunning looking film, and just very unique with, you know, like its style and just like the way like the film is captured and stuff. And I think Ralph Fiennes as well, and the other guy, they have brilliant chemistry in it. And the whole like you know, like murder mystery thing that goes on in this film, I think again is just it's brilliant to watch. I love the banter as well, and Ralph Fiennes is wittiness in this film, and you know, I love the scene when there's like this search that goes on like in this train, and then and then he just he sits there still, and then he says, "Well, hello, gentlemen." You know, I love that scene as well. Oh, there's something else I'll have to get that. But yeah, all the cast do a brilliant job in this as well. I think Grand Budapest Hotel, I think, would make for a great double bill with like maybe one of the Paddington movies or something. Paddington 2, I think Paddington 2 and this, I could see that working as like a double bill or something. Yeah, one of my favourite, probably, yeah, top 20 films of all time, this for me, guys. I've seen it a few times, and I think it's a film I would choose to watch at like sort of the autumnal period as well. And yeah, it's like a pamphlet there and stuff. Yeah. Oh, there's more there. Yeah, again, Criterion really just went all out with this. It's a marvellous release from Criterion, and just such a breathtaking, marvellous piece of filmmaking. You know, I just can't stress how amazing this film is. It's definitely a 5 out of 5 for me on Letterboxd and what have you. You know, seen it a few times, and whenever I do a Criterion, a Wes Anderson ranking video, it'll be no surprise where this ranks in my Wes Anderson ranking video at some point. So those are all the Wes Anderson titles, and there we go, guys. That concludes part 2 of my Criterion collection. And I'm probably going to have to get a new light bulb at some point because, yeah, I don't think the lighting's very good in here at the minute. I might have to get like a ring light or something that might improve within my future videos. But do let me know in the comments what is like if you've seen any of these films, any of these titles, and what's your thoughts on them. And I just want to take the time to say, guys, thank you so much for all the continuous support on the channel. I really do appreciate it as always. And yeah, look forward to bringing out more future content in the non-distant future. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.